DJ House of Pain. Sound kind of special.
Good evening, folks. Samson told Lebanon Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again that's tuning in to us here. We appreciate it. It's going to be all about Roe here tonight. As usual, we will continue to do the Roe conversation. Hopefully, our brothers and sisters will see the need to follow us. And if not, that's okay. We will continue to talk about roles. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. First thing first, safety. We ask you to be safe. We ask you to please stay out of texting and driving, drinking and driving. Those things don't mix. Stay safe so that at least you can join us here and tell us that we're not talking really this, none of our business, and all that kind of good stuff. We love that. But we want you to be safe. Take care of your car, and your car will take care of you, folks. Samson to Liberal Public Radio. I'm going to do some continue to talk about the road network that Dr. Weir and his people are trying to put in place. But let me just clarify something here very quickly. I usually try to stay away from reading the comments and stuff like that, because sometimes you read some stuff and that one time the kid really poked me, and I responded, and I after that I didn't feel good at all, because I know who I am at this time. Nobody should be able to push me around, and then I respond to them like that. However, every time that I talk about the road issue, people are writing like I'm looking for a job. This is my country. Let's make this clear. If Liberians, people in power, say, Mr. Toad, they see the need, it's something that I can do to help move the country forward, I will do that. However, at this point, I am not in the market. I am working towards my retirement. I can't leave after all of these years that I spent construction here, day in, day out, 6 month construction, 6 month design, 6 month survey, all those kinds of stuff that I've done to improve myself, to give me in a position. And I'm not just going to throw away, well, not necessarily throwing away, but just to give up. Because in this country, when you retire, you have to have certain amount of year for you to be qualified for certain benefit that you have worked for. And I've worked for them over 20 some more years. I can't just leave those benefit undone and say I'm going to Liberia. That's not something that I want to do now. I can't go though. Not that I cannot go. However, I don't see myself at this particular time to say, yes, I'm going to go over there and station in Liberia for good. I just don't see it until I retire. Maybe after retirement, then I can pull myself around that kinds of stuff. However, what I can do, and which would not require any money from anybody except for myself, is to travel over there. And like my friend invited me one time, I was down there for 2 months teaching his class. He has young engineers on board. He wanted me to show them different aspects of design and what have you, that survey and things, and I did that. So he called it capacity building. Those kinds of stuff I don't mind doing there. So, but for people to be writing and say, oh man, if you ain't want you, like government ain't want you, don't fight, I'm not fighting for anything. I'm doing my best here to give you information of what is happening, especially when they say they're going to be spending $100 some more $1 million of your money on a road that is connecting Liberian all over. This road is coming from Mosserado County, going through Mangibi, going from EW Road all the way to I call it Ravels Field. That's those of us that are in the diaspora. That's a very busy road for us. If you leave from here, that's the road you're going to be going from before you even go to Town. You have to travel on that road. And on a very serious note, this road is a gateway to our country. And I can assure you, and I bet you also know this, all of you that are watching me now, even when my show is over, the only time Liberia can be taken out of your conversation is when you go to sleep. Other than that, from sunset, from sun up, sun down, it's Liberia conversation. Especially when you get among other Liberians, that's about all you talk about. Nothing you do in this country that Liberia is not involved in your mind. Any good thing you see happening, the first thing that comes to mind is, can this good thing be applied to Liberia? I wish this thing was happening in Liberia. Look at the people doing the good thing and why we can't do the same thing. Every one of us keep talking about it. In fact, at one time we went to a political gathering over there in I call it Chicago, and I said, why are we always doing this as Liberian? When somebody in a group, somebody said something that it ain't keeping us alive, and that's true. You can't wait for next day for God to give you the strength to get up and talk about Liberia. So I'm trying to do my own here by giving you a point here and there. And so I'm not saying you shouldn't condemn me. You can. It's up to you. But I want to reassure you that I'm not in a market. And secondly, I have mine. And now he's 10 years old. When I first started this thing, he was 5 years old. I couldn't leave my 5 years old. Now he's 10 years. I'm not too sure what will happen if he's 18 years old. When I say I'm not going to be able to leave my 18 years old, we'll see. But I just want to throw that in there before I go opening my show. And my show tonight is going to be a very interesting one. I'm going to show you, as you know, Public Work is in charge. Public Work gave these people contract, and my continuing conversation on this Ravels Highway is the company that is being charged to construct. Do they have the ability? Do they have the capacity to be able to construct such a complex construction? And the next step as we go, I'm just trying to lay out the groundwork, because eventually, hopefully next week or so, I will now pick up their construction, past construction work, and try to compare it to those who have their capacity and things they have done. Remember, there was a company that Dr. Weir was going to hire for the coastal highway in Bovma, I think they call them. I'm also going, because I've did some research on them. In fact, I used to show a lot of things about them. They have the capacity. There's no question asked. I'm not too sure if they will want to do this for that kinds of money, but they have the capacity and they have the track record. I'm not too sure why they were not contacted, but we'll find that out. So I'm not going into that right now. One other good thing that I just discovered here quite recently, I now can use the Google Earth. I now can use that and do some design if I want to. Samson too. So folks, just stay with me as we try to do our best here this evening. Let me now go ahead and start the program. Welcome, Samson to LeBron Public. Welcome. Let's see, the program usually start with my president, your president, our president, Dr. Weir, President of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected. 61.5% of the electorate went to the poll. I believe it was in the rainy season, wasn't it? How to call it, election is the rainy season, and people vote. The amount of people that voted for this young man was incredible. Now, I'm not too sure, because immediately after that, I was in Liberia for the inaugural program, and that was, tears was flowing down my eyes just to hear a young man who has done good for himself from Gibraltar to stand there in the eyes of the international community and give that wonderful, wonderful speech. I thought by now, Liberia would have been way, way ahead. I'm not too sure why we're slowing down, But that's not what I want to talk about here tonight. Like I said, I'm going to try my best to stay away from politics from time to time. So let's go on. That's Dr. Weir. Now, during the election, Dr. Weir was also running campaign, and I have this one video that I keep playing. This is where Dr. Weir was walking in the mud of Liberia on one of the major highway in Liberia. Now you can look behind there, you see the trucks they're all stuck, and Dr. Weir decided to walk because most likely their car could not have gone through. So let's watch now as Dr. Weir, and this is one of the reasons why I believe truly that this young man decided to do the road business, because he's seen some terrible road situation in Liberia. Okay, now let's watch this video. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. Yeah, we won't hold the stage. I don't need show the road. You must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you.
There you have it. That was Dr. Weir during the campaign, trying to campaign for himself and his party, and he was all over the countryside, walking in the mud, I call that. So now let's go ahead. I have two more videos I'm going to be showing you. Let's go ahead now. Dr. Weir, having had the experience, now he's president now, and now he's going to tell us all of the walking that I did in the mud. I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Paraphrasing. Don't say I quote. Let's listen to this one. Let's listen to Dr. Weir now going to tell us what's with this road business that he got himself involved in. Let's listen in. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio.
This is the right thing to do. Our country, it doesn't matter how many homes in Gambia, if no roads to connect, it's not completed. So I am happy with my road projects. From the capital to the hinterland, I will continue with my road projects. Anyone that will come after me will find something else to do. But I think that Liberia, being the first African republic, also needs a road network. And this is what we're doing. You don't need to thank me, that's my responsibility. I need to thank you for making me to serve the country. This is the right thing to do. Our country.
You don't need to thank me. I need to thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this for my country. Thank you, he says. Okay, folks, I'm now going to show you something here that is usually, I try to stay away from it. Okay, and since I'm in the road business, I will put on my road gear here this evening. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. But before I do that, on a very serious note, before I do that, let me show you here quickly. Those of you, sometimes you go, on a highway and you see these people wearing these vests. They call them row vest or whatever vest. But anyway, if you look at the vest here, it has striped. I'm just showing you one side. It has stripe here. In the bottom here, they have one stripe when I'm putting my finger up. And then they have another stripe that goes up here. Then they have another stripe at the end, at the sleeves of it, short sleeve, of course. And this particular vest, they call it class 3. They have classes, class 1, class 2, but nobody uses class 1 anymore. But this is class 3, and the reason why they call it class 3, the stripe on the edge here at the hand, that's one stripe, okay? The stripe here that goes on the back and the front straight down, that's another one. Then they have another one that goes around your waist. That's why they call it class 3. There's 3 stripes. Now let's look at what they call class 2. I just thought that I tried to show you here that this evening. Okay, so when you see people wearing these things, you will know where they are. Here's another one here. Okay, this is class 2. As you can see, it only has the one that goes around your waist, and they have the one that goes from the stomach all the way around. They don't have sleeves, so because of the those no sleeves on it, they can't put another reflectors on that. Okay, and these, by the way, are called at night. They will be reflecting. Any car shining or thing like that, they will be able to see you. Okay, so this with this 2, they call it class 2, and mine is very dirty with all asphalt stuff, everything on it. All right, so I don't use it anymore because I'm not in construction. So anyway, I just thought that I'd show you here. Okay. Now here's my hat that I wear when I go to construction. In the back of it here, there's a cloth that when I put around my neck, I put it over my hair, and then this act like a shield from the sun from killing me on the back. And then I have it here in the front of it, and I put that on. And then I am the inspector on the job. You got to be very careful with me now when I put that on. By the way, I thought I'd show you. But I will be wearing my class 3 class 3 here this evening while I'm going through the roadway. At least that would put me in the mood to talk about stuff. Now, Alfonso was laughing. He said, you're talking about road. Then you wear a necktie with suit and things like that. Is that how you do it? So I thought, oh, okay, you're right. And he's the boss anyway. So I said, oh, okay, you're right. So I decided now I'm putting on my class 3 vest on, folks. Samson told LeBron Pablito. Now let's do business here. Let's do business here this evening. Father got me thinking twice. But anyway, let's do business. So now you see what I'm talking about? From this side here. See the sleeves. The reflector here, that's 1. And then the reflector here go down like this, that's 2. Then the one around your stomach go all around your waist, that's 3. That's why they call this class 3. All right? So let's go on. Samson told LeBron Public Radio what I would do for a road business, huh? Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Yeah, I love it. But anyhow, folks, these things, sometimes these are not things that I will come home and try to boast about. I do this, no, forget it. Chicken can't say I sweet. That the thing I know. Any chicken say it's sweet, that chicken not sweet. Let me let you know right now. Any chicken that come out and say I sweet, don't eat that chicken, it's not sweet. But chicken, you don't say I sweet. You just let you taste the chicken. Say, my people, the chicken you will burn your finger. Then you know the chicken sweet. But anyway, let's go on. Let's go on, folks. Samson told LeBron Pablito. And once again, the reason of doing these things that I'm going to be doing, especially tonight, is not to degrade people. But I want you to look at these things that I'm going to be showing you critically. I know you are not an engineer. Most of you might not even be an engineer. So you most likely might not be able to understand it, but I will do my best. The reason here is this. When you have in a roadway business, the designer, you do your design. After your design is done, then the spec writer, the people that write the specification, they go through your design. Make sure you explain to them, just on the paper, what exactly you want the contractor to achieve to be able to build this road that you're putting down. You give them all of the details. So the spec writer goes out and look at it. It's okay. Is it what you want them to do? Then they write the spec. How much asphalt gonna be? How thick the asphalt have to be? What are the make design of the asphalt that you're looking for? What is the thickness, the machine that roll the asphalt? How many times they have to do the rolling? Okay. If you're going to put rocks around your DI or rocks around your pipes and stuff like that, what size you want and how do they place these rocks? Don't just see the rocks then that you drive around, see them in the creek. They don't dump them. They have specification. Sometimes they will tell the contractor, put it in your bucket and drop it down easily. Don't splash it. Okay. Sometimes they will tell the contractor, if you pour in the concrete, don't hold your concrete tube way up, because when it start hitting all the way down 5-6 feet space, then you have concrete separation. Then the concrete going to be separated from the rocks. It's going to be separated from the stone. That way the concrete won't, by the time it's not even going to hold. So they tell you how high your tube have to be. So when you vibrating the concrete on the road, when you vibrate it, because the concrete paver itself has 42 vibrators. Okay, so each of the vibrators, I think about 2.5 feet apart or something like that, and they have some in the front, they have some in the back. But those 42 vibrators, when you start the machine, and that's one of the things that I would do as an inspector. I get on the job in the afternoon, because usually they pave at night most of the time. Okay, most people don't like paving in the day, because paving in the day with concrete can get hot. Okay, so you find the balance, but I'm not going to go into that. So then I come and says, okay, I tell the guy, I say, start. I go let it pump, because you can't hear anything. Everything, once you're on a construction site, everything have to be sign language. Shut it off, start, move it. You can't, because if you talk, you will not hear you, because all the machines around you. Okay, and furthermore, you have earplugs in your ear, so your ear don't get damaged. So it's sign language pretty much. But anyway, so when I come, I hold one of the vibrator before they move the paver. So I put my hand like this, swinging around me. Start the machine. He started the machine. Attach each one of those 42. Make sure they are vibrating. Okay, so that I will have condensing cement, concrete under that pipe. Because once it start going, you can't stop it unless something is broken. But other than that, you inspector, you stop the people truck. The amount of money your company will pay you, when you come from there, you went straight to total. But anyway, so all of these things are there. The spec writer come and write. The point I'm trying to make here, public work. When I start doing some work for them, not necessary for public work. Another person, but he most likely was working for public work. But anyway, so they sent me some example of drawing DI that I call they call it. I will show you here. I will show you some drainage system they have. Okay, open drainage system they have. Okay, and they show me the details of how it's supposed to be and stuff like that. If you look at the detail, it's so sad. It's so sad. These people, they come in, bring some of the Ghanaians, because most of the people that I was talking to at the time, they're very young Ghanaians. And they were telling me, oh, Pop, don't worry, we'll take care of you. But I keep telling them, this thing you're sending me is not correct. And they'll say, oh, Pop, don't worry, we got it under control. If I wanted, they told me that one of the big person at public work told him one time, don't worry about that man over there. Just do what you have to do. He ain't even here. Look at that. I'm trying to help them. Then he's telling the Ghanaian not to worry about me. But that's besides the point. Okay. So I will show you public work. There are details of some of these things. Okay. So after the design, you're supposed to have a spec writer. The spec writer give all of the specification. How this thing's supposed to be built. And the specification, it comes out of the fight of the designer, how you design the role and what you want. Okay. So in this case, public work, who is now giving contract out to a contractor, they most likely gave whoever the designer and the spec writer, most likely gave these things to them to be part of their design. And so I will show you here how they come up with a role and their structure section. Structure section is, the build up of the role. Okay. And I'm not saying they're wrong. This is in Liberia. I'm not saying they're wrong. But at least if I was there, I will pay more attention to the details what they're giving me here. So I will show you those details and show you my own detail, the role that I did for them. Okay. Some of the things that I did for them. And I will show you that as well. Okay. And I will also show you tonight the young Ghanaians that come from Ghana. They come out as a designer. They design the role, tuba role, surface cleaner role, all the kind of stuff. The only reason why they did, I was supposed to do surface cleaner, but I was not getting the kind of survey that I wanted. Then I'm not going to put my name on something that is not decent. So I said, no, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so soul cleaner role. I did surface role. Soul cleaner role is the one that I didn't do. Okay, but the point here is this. I will show you those things and you will see how the Ghanaians. I showed you here the other day, the road behind BTC. When the edge of the pavement, the edge of the concrete pavement, there's no bike, there's no biker. They have nothing slope, shoulder biking, nothing. It just boom, and it's empty. So when you're driving at night, your phone fall down. You're not necessarily drunk. I'm not talking about being drunk, but your phone fall down, and you're trying to reach for your phone, and you just made a mistake, and your wheel fall off that little 6-inch cliff. You're not coming back on the road. You're going straight to the beach, because as soon as your wheel get hitched between the concrete road edge and the ground here, you're not coming back up here. And that's why you put a smooth dirt on here, so that when you get here, your wheel, you get on the road, you can still come back. Okay? And these are kinds of stuff that I'll be showing you that in the public way have not done those things. They have nothing like that. Okay? And I will show you those things. So the point that I'm trying to make here is not so much of trying to degrade or anything. But if these people are going to be in charge of actually doing this complex construction, first of all, I don't have their design anyway, so I can't say much. But to do the complex construction, from what I'm looking at here, what they've been sending me, then I know we have issues. And I will continue to make the noise. Because they have good Liberian engineers in there. And every time when I talk to some of these Liberian engineers back home, they say, we have no clue what's happening. In fact, one of them got mad with me. They said, don't ask me about the POT again. They don't want to talk to us. Are you kidding me? So I'm here. Maybe when I come to Liberia, they can put me in jail. But for now, I'm over here. I'll run my mouth. Okay? But it's not to degrade. Let me put that out there again. The brothers and sisters are public work. The engineers are public work. They're intelligent, they're smart, they're educated. There's no question asked. But I'm not too sure, is it because of the water people drink in Liberia that when you leave and you go to Liberia, then everything go out of the window? I'm not too sure. And I'm not going to comment on that. Okay? That's somebody with PhD in psychology and things like that, their job. That's not my job. Okay? So let's go on. Let's go on. Here is an example, and this video I'm going to continue to play. This is the video. These are the people that supposed to guide the contracting business, okay, in construction after the design. Then the people who supposed to inspect, they call them RE, resident engineers. Okay, so the resident engineer and the contractor, they're working together. So the contractor, because as you design in the office, air condition blowing you got music like me, you got crowd music in your ear all day, you know, sabaje sinking, you're dancing, you know, and you still do it. So sometimes when you do the design, you think your line touching in the office, you want your line to touch. But when I think leave your paper, the paper go up out in the field. Things are not the same. Okay, so you have the RE who also have the design experience. So there'll be some stuff that say, then you will call me, Samson, what is your intent here? What are you trying to achieve? And I will explain. Well, it's not possible here because right now the slope here is not what you have when you did the survey because conditions have changed. When I did the design, the condition for which they gave me survey is no longer exist. So you don't send surveyor out every day. You send them out to get the stuff. And if the condition change, that's good luck for the contractor. They will make profit. Then I have to adjust my design. Okay? CCO. Contractor love that CCO business. But anyway, so then these people of the video that I'm going to be showing you, they're supposed to have, you can't wait for because by the time the president, people are killing me, man. By the time President Dr. Weah come on the job site, all of the conversation we're going to be having with the president have to be in line. The RE and myself as a contractor, we already discussed what we're going to talk about. There are certain information that I don't think we have to pass on to the president right now, because what is he going to do with it? Nothing. Except to know where we are, what the progress. And that's all the president will have interest in. He doesn't have interest in the details of how many dirt you're putting down, who grading what, and what have you. No, that's not his job. That's not what he wants to hear. He wants to hear to say, okay, we're at point A now. We left point A, we are point B, and next we're going to be to point C. In that process, we're going to use this. This is what the little process we're doing here and there. Okay? But watch these people, folks. The contractor, Dr. Weah, went out on job site, and the contractor decided to explain to the president. In the process, he decided he's going to throw the minister of public work on the bus. They discover 75%, after 75% of construction, they discover that they have LEC pole in their construction zone. And this is where they think this video really get to me, because these are people who are charged to carry out this complex construction. EW Road to Rawafi, where you will have lighting, where you will have medium, 4-lane highway. And now they're telling me 75% of completion. Now they're telling me that they have a LIPO in the way, and LIPO might delay the process. Are you kidding me? Because that is the minimum construction point you make. Because on your drawing that they design, the people who are going to give you as a contractor, those are utilities have to be identified. Most contractors, they have what they call color pencil, just like little kid crayon. Because every little line, they put a different color. If it's utility, if it's telephone line, they put different color. If it's power line, they put different color. Water line, they put different color. Different color. So by the time they're done, the whole drawing, different color, but they know what these colors are. This is how you identify conflict within the construction zone. Before you even before you even touch anything, you must be able to understand that there is a conflict or there is no conflict. 75% into the construction. Now they're going to tell us that there's a there's a power pole in the way. Worst of all, they're telling the president. Worst of all, they have had a discussion with the minister, and the president asking the minister, "Oh, so there's a LIPO in the way, And the minister saying yes. Can you imagine? Something to the next day I take him a plane, I'm coming back to America, forget it. God, that's. But let me play this video. I'm just making a little fun now. But let me play this video and listen at the end. The president going to turn to the minister. Oh, the lipo in a way. What? The president of the Republic of Liberia. The man who come out with a policy. And those who supposed to implement this policy going to now find out that there's lipo in a way. Are you kidding me? Let's watch the video. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio.
Road embankment, we have this. The most important part is the pavement, which is the placement of the asphalt base course, which is what we're looking at now. We've gone 1.3 kilometers. So it means we have 7 more kilometers to finish with the first 2. Then our concentration will be on the intersection, which is the red light intersection, where we have possibly overpass. And then following that, the concentration will go on the next 4 kilometers, which is from the red light and the LIBERIA junction. For that one, towards the end of this month, we start to compensate the project affected person. We start to pay them, and then when they clear, we start up the work. Overall, we look at the work being completed within 2 years because of the urban nature that we have. But I think the minister will relate concerning the level of challenges that we have. Like for example, in terms of the light poles, all right? Because in some instances, we have some light poles there, so that is a potential, issue that will delay, us. But we've been working with the LEC in terms of that.
You heard it. Not from me. Oh, but the lipo in a way, the president asked. Even the president who is not even a construction person, he's surprised. Now you're telling us the lipo in a way? I thought those things were supposed to be taken care of before you start construction. Now the contractor is telling them that there might be a delay. So and that video I will continue to play because it just shows that these people, most of these people, it seems like they're hard workers. I'm not going to condemn them, but my goodness, if I say here, yes, I'm going to come home to help, I better put my whole mind onto it. I'm not going to do this because whatever little thing that I have learned here, that's what I'm supposed to apply. You heard the guy. They're telling how much they're going to pay people and how much more work left and things like that. But to find out now that you have a lipo in a way, and you now these are and the president turned to the minister, oh, the lipo in a way, and the minister said yes. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, folks. Like I said, I feel for these brothers and sisters because they're doing their best. But for goodness sake, if you're going to take a job, please do some stuff that will help us out. Okay, now let me go on to my main subject this afternoon. It's the LIBERIA road construction of road from EW all the way to I call it Ralphie Highway. They call it from EW to all the way up there. Okay, but I'm going to show you when I'm ready to. I think next week we're going to start breaking it down. We're going to start, even though I don't have their drawings, but I will try my best to try to break it down. I will bring in some information of road construction. What are some of the things you need? And I'm not even going to go too far. I'm not going to talk about road construction here in the United States. I will go and talk and go on this guy from Burkina Faso. I'll go on his website because he built some road in Benin. Okay, he has done some work over there in Burkina Faso. So they have that on their website. Now this East International Group, they don't have a website. If they do now, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. So if any of you out there have seen their website, please let me know. I just have not seen it. Okay. They don't have, the only previous work that you can see is the Banga Broad Street and the road behind BTC over there. by the beach. And that I'm not impressed at all. I am not impressed. Even if they're not doing rigid pavement, if it's just a flexible pavement, their preparation, the level of preparation for the pavement to be done is poor. It's poor. Because I look at their the steel that's supposed to be in the concrete, the way they have it laid, their chair, everything is very poor, very poor. But anyway, let's go ahead. Before I show you my next stuff here, let me show you the proposed highway as it is being presented by the executive mansion. Executive mansion of Facebook page have this as being a schematic of what they think the road gonna look like. And before I show you, let me now caution you as well that if the way the video you're going to be seeing here, there's no way they will be able to build it like that. If they build it like that, first of all, it's going to be not to stand up. First thing. Second, all of the material you see over there, the money they say they're going, even $150 million, not even enough. So they're not going to build it like that. Okay, but let's just give it to the people because they're thinking about it. So let's play the video now with my own music involved in it. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Let's listen in here.
D12 on the beat.
All I do was win. All I do was win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. All I do was win. All I do was win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. They will see it. I say they will, yeah. So you forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. You forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When I can go here with eat you. And when I feed it, it will hurt. When I need it, it will ju. Yes, sir. All I do was win. All I do was win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you was born to win, yeah. All I do was win. All I do was win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. They can do what they do, and they can talk what they talk. They can do what they do. Hey, turn the fire the person, Holy Ghost fire the person. Turn the fire the person. All I do was win. All I do was win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win, yeah. All I do was win. All I do was win. They will see a koro with a big eyeball. They will see a koro with a small eyeball. They will see a koro with a big eyeball. They will see a koro with a small eyeball. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I I say I jump over it. Now who you did by me, I jump over it. All I did was win, 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 win. All I did was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win. Nobody can stop it. I say I jump over it. Now who you did by me, I jump over it. All I did was win, 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 win. All I did was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win.
There you have it, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio here. So that's just a schematic, just a drawing, rendering of what they think they're gonna happen. But like I said, if that was something that they truly gonna build, there's no way. Even if they're gonna do it like that, even though it's not gonna be by standard, but there's no way. They don't have that kind of money anyway. But let's go on. I will show you now another video. This video is about typical cross-section, and since I'm going to be talking about public work typical cross-section here tonight, pay attention to this typical cross-section they're going to show you. Okay, in Liberia, and expect the reason why I'm bringing these things up, these people are going to spend a lot of money on this role, and it must be done properly, even if it's not to the kinds of modern day standard. But they will not give us something. They shouldn't give us something that they did with Ralphie. I call it Maria Kakata Highway. Maria Kakata Highway was built back in the 40s and 50s. Okay? Way before my time. But anyway, so when they did that, Madame Salif and her people came. They said they want to redo the road, which was a beautiful idea. At that time, we don't have no Facebook and what have you at that time. So I was on air and I was saying, but of course, LIBERIA Public Radio will be on air for a long time. Anyway, but the point is, they took the alignment. They didn't change anything. They put the alignment exactly to where it was back in the 50s. All they did, bust up the old road and repave. They give some little safety here and there, but they're not up to standard either. Because I drove on that road. I drove from Maria all the way to Kakata one time. We have a project over there that I was going, and I was very interested in the road layout. And if you watch, one time Gibson Jerry went, one of the talk show hosts here as well. Gibson has a Gibson Telemundo. But anyway, he went to Liberia. And he started videotaping as he was driving. And I thought that was very interesting. As he was driving, the speed that he was on, which was the legal speed, he could not make any of the curves. So you could see as Gibson was driving, you could see the yellow line, the dividing line was between his tires. He was supposed to be on the right-hand side, but because he couldn't make the curve, he was forced to come and take the entire road. Tire on one side of the yellow line and the other side of the yellow, because that's about the only way you'll be able to make those curves. When you're driving and you're not able to make the curve, either you're driving too fast for the curve design, because he made a statement. He said, we're driving, but look at the speed limit. We're keeping up with the speed limit. He made that statement. Okay? But I could tell that he was not able to hold the road because the speed limit did not match the design of those curves. Okay? So, but anyway, so since I'm going to be showing you a cross-section, public web cross-section here tonight, that they continue to give designers, because when I was doing their road, I got this stuff, And the person who have designed it for us, that's what probably we want us to follow. And all my thickness of the structure section came out of that. So I will show you now a cross section. But watch, in Liberia, what do we have? We have rainy season, dry season. So if you're going to put asphalt or whatever pavement type you're going to put on, whether it be rigid pavement or flexible pavement, you will have to put on, especially on Rawalfie Highway, you will have to drain from underneath, not just the top, so that as the water comes from the top, if you watch in Liberia, those of you that have been to Liberia lately, if you watch the edges of the asphalt road, they got cut, it start chipping, and then it cut in here one side, it dirt, then it go inside. The edge is not straight. When they built it, it was straight, but as time goes by, the water comes off of the edge and it goes underneath the pavement, and then it cut a little bit pavement, then it go again. Before you look, it start coming into the pavement. And that's why today most of the road in Monrovia, the driver, they don't even want to get off the shoulder, because sometimes they get up, they can't come back up. They get stuck. Okay? And that's why you have to drain the edge of the highway. They don't do that in Liberia. Well, yeah, you can say, well, they don't have the technology. Okay, that's fine. But I'm just pointing that out. These things, especially if you're going to be doing Rawalfie Highway, and the president said it was going to be muddy. So if it's going to be muddy, please, you have to provide those. Now, let me show you now. Okay, let me show you another video. Very interesting video. I want you to pay attention to this video, because it will tell you everything that I'm going to be talking about here tonight. Pay attention to the details. The guy going to start with the structure section. What are the structure section? What are the slope? In Liberia, they use 2.5% slope from the crown, or in Liberia they call it carriageway. Yeah, that's fine. But from the crown, 2% to the side. In Liberia, use 2.5%. Okay. So let's watch this video. Then I'll come back and then I'll start showing you the public work stuff that I've been telling you about all this time. Sam Sinto, LeBron Public Radio.
This is a short video about roadway fundamentals. One of the things we do in our state in rural areas is we use a concrete cross-section. We usually have two 12-foot lanes, two 6-foot full-depth shoulders, and you can see they're usually connected with steel at the joint. We have this thing called a 3-foot paving machine pad, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. But that's to allow the paving machine to drive along the side and have a good base to drive on. We have sub-drains to drain all the water that's underneath the cross-section, and it'll drain it out to the medians. And it's a pretty typical cross-section, and once we come back and we do the cross-section, it's paved, the machine goes off, we'll just cover this up with some granular material, and that's the cross-section in the rural areas. You can see here's a concrete paver, here's the loose concrete on the left, and it just pours your cross-section. And the cool thing too, it can break it, so what I mean by that is it can break it at 2% each direction, and do your cross-section all in one go, and that's where the machine pad is needed. So urban streets are similar, and this red line represents a cut line. So this might be you're building a new roadway, and this is the existing ground. So you might have to cut this area out and fill this area in over here to build the rest of your cross-section. Most cross-sections have two 12-foot lanes. It could be up to 4 lanes, 6 lanes, depends where you are in the city. 2% is typically used to get the water to go off to the curb and gutter on the sides. We have a planting strip, put a little green area in, partially to make it look good and partially to protect the sidewalk where pedestrians are going. In the United States, we have a maximum grade of 2% cross slope. That's for the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act. So 2% is the max. And it's a typical urban street cross section. You can see here's one near where I work. Pretty simple. 2 12-foot lanes, a little curb and gutter, sidewalks, green area. On the bigger roadways, you're going to start seeing a few things. I just wanted to show you with this slide that typically we start with 2%, then we might go to 2.5% in the next lane, and then 3%. It's to get the water to drain off a little faster and a little faster. The more pavement you have, the more you have to drain the water off. And this would be a 12-foot lane with a 2.5-foot gutter over here. Typical cross section, 2 12-foot lanes on both sides, a median, some green planting area. Things you got to think about, curb and gutter. You got to have curb and gutter. You're going to need some drains for the water, obviously. Sidewalk. You can see in some urban areas they don't have this green strip because they just don't have enough right-of-way. They don't own enough property to build this sort of thing. This is called a plan view. So when you're looking at a plan set, you're looking straight down from the sky onto your project. So this is a plan view. Typically in engineering drawings, we lay things out in a plan view. So this is a horizontal alignment. It's the alignment of the road. We're starting with station 0, going to 100, 200, 300. Some point along this curve, 132.56 feet. So that would be 132.56 feet from here. We use the horizontal alignment to lay out the stations. And from these stations, we can see the elevations. And the elevations of the roads are called the profile view. So this is a vertical alignment. And you can see the station is going to correspond to different elevations so we can lay out the road. When you have a vertical alignment, things you have to worry about is the maximum grade you're allowed and the minimum grade. You don't want a big grade, I don't know, 11% because it's hard for trucks to get up carrying a full load. And you don't want a maximum grade going downhill of 15% because it's really hard on the brakes on big trucks. Other things you got to worry about is sight distance. When you're passing someone, you want to see oncoming cars, you got to worry about how your profile is working so that you can see other cars. 3 types: intersection sight distance, stopping sight distance, and passing sight distance. So intersection sight distance, there's a car here on a major road, a car here on a major road, minor road. There's the cars, and you're pulling in from a little minor road and want to get on the freeway. Well, the other cars can see you. The car on the left can see you at a certain distance. It's usually a triangular sort of system. That's what they're going to say they can see when they're driving along. And they can see the car. That's good. Car on the right, same sort of thing. You're going to be watching your lane and be able to see this car coming into traffic. So the last thing you want to do is put any trees in here so you block the view of these 2 cars on the major road. So you got to worry about intersection sight distances and obstacles that go in these different corners. When we design a road, we typically have straight sections, makes sense. We have curved sections, and sometimes we use spirals. Spirals are just a transition from a straight section to a curved section. In highway design, we don't use a lot of them, but if we have to, we'll use a spiral to reduce the force going around this corner. If it's a really high-speed corner, you might have a transition from a straight line to a curved line using a spiral. Typical roadway cross-section. If you're building new, your existing ground might look like this. So one of the things you want to do, you got to be aware you're going to cut this material out and you're going to need to fill this material in. So when they want to do a balance, a mass balance of cut and fill, they try to put the roadway somewhere that it matches this cut can fill this fill. That way you don't have to haul long distances or bring in extra material. So that's one of the things you want to look for when you build your profile.
Samson told LeBron Public Radio. There you have it, folks. Now, the young people from Ghana that comes in and do the design. This last one you saw there, where the guy have a dotted line, like a dash. That's like an existing ground, and the part that hanging up there is the structure section. Well, the young people in Ghana that are coming from Ghana, they don't put any kinds of shoulder backing or anything like that. They just leave the pavement hanging up there. So nothing here on the side. And that's what you find on the beach behind the BTC over there. This company that is giving the contractor, they're doing that. So let me now go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and show you just something here, okay. I might just have to take my own picture, but before I take my picture, I just want to see something here, okay. This is going to be the first thing I want you to look when I show this is this here. You see what it says over there? Owner, Ministry of Public Works. Owner, Ministry of Public Works. They own this, so I'm not making it up, folks, okay. I'm not making it up, okay. So here is what I want you to. Let me. I don't need to show my picture. I've been seeing a lot, so I don't need my picture to be up there. Okay, but I want you to see here. Okay, this particular detail here. Okay, typical cross section, public sector investment project. PS Samson, I don't care for that one. That's them, okay. But this is what I want you to see, okay. You saw the cross section that I showed you earlier, okay. The guy came out and was showing you how to do the drainage and things like that. Now, this other one here, you see this squirty line here. This squirty line here, you see my mouse moving, okay? Where you see my mouse moving, that's like a cut. There's a continuum. That's a pavement section that continues on. This is from public work, okay? So what they have here, this is like asphalt pavement. You see the thing I'm doing here? This is like asphalt pavement, they say, okay? Where my mouse is running here. Then behind that, that's a curb. Okay, and this is the flaw that I always, because most, if you go on Somali Road, this is how they build it, because public work give them these things. I don't agree with it, and here's the reason: because if you don't have a monolithic type of curve here, in other words, you have a curve, but it's separated, so you're paving asphalt against it. I don't see any kind of machine that will come and look at the curve. It has a curve on it. Let me zoom out a little. Let me zoom in some more so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this particular curve here. Okay, this curve here. This is supposed to be a pavement. Where my stuff is going up and down. That's supposed to be the pavement. So the curve here, they put the curve here and they pave against it. There's a huge chance that there's going to be a leak between the asphalt and the curb. The water going to seep through here. How big is water? If you measure forget it. It can seep through there. And then it goes through on your pavement. And then you have problems. And especially in Liberia, where we have rainy season like that. Okay? So that's what they do here. So then from there, then it's okay. Let's go back. Let me show you something else. All right. So from there, on top of that, they have sidewalk. Okay. Then they have the dirt underneath. Then they have a real subgrade and stuff. But the main thing I want you to see is this is how they build their drainage system in Liberia. You see in the back here, they call it a U drain. U drain is like a letter U. Okay, so this is open. This is open. So if it rains, water get in here, which is good. But what happened to the water from the street? Do you see any kinds of connection here between the U drain and this asphalt here? I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay, all right. So the water that comes into the U drain, you're collecting it from somebody else's property. It has nothing to do with the road. Nothing whatsoever. But this is what they give us. Let's go to the street. Let's go to the street level. I'll just show you the detail. Okay. Let's go to the street level. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. This is from public work, folks. I'm not making it up. I just told you. I'm not making it. Okay. Here's the road here. Here's the U drain they have by here. So from the U drain, they have this, and then they have the curb. Now the pavement, I told you the slope they have. Let me make it bigger so you can see the slope. And it's 3.6, which is 12 feet. Okay, so that's meter here. So the 2.5 carriageway, that's the slope from the crown here. Okay, now if you're draining this water, where is it? How is it going to get back to the U drain back here, my people? You tell me now. Tell me now. So what I'm assuming is that this water going to go far away somewhere before it gets into this drainage. Because right now, the water, if it's raining and you don't, if the slope is sloping downward and you use this, I can see. But why will you not even put something here to go to the U drain? Okay, let me show you again, folks. This is from Public Works. Let me zoom out so you can see it. Okay, this is from Public Works. Right here, you see it? Okay, let me show you. Okay, Public Works. That's what they're giving us. So when I did the work for them, okay, this is what they showed me. This is Public Works, folks. Owner, Administrator of Public Works. All right, and I'm not degrading them. I'm just faulting. There's a lot of fault on this here that I want to show you. Let me go to another one. Okay, let's go to another one, another section. Okay, and then I will come out and show you my own. But let's go to the next section. Okay. All right, so this is another section. This one, I'm not too sure what it is. Okay, but they're closing now. This is closed. This is closed. And you've seen many of those. They're closed. Okay. Box drain, they call it. How do we drain into this box drain? How do we drain from the street into the box drain underneath the sidewalk? How do we drain that? I don't see it. But these are the kind of details they sent out for people, designer, to follow. And if you're a designer who do not have the experience, you think that the problem, they don't care to drain. But I know that eventually they're going to have to drain into this box drain. I know that. And so what do I do when they send me this thing? I say, what kind of thing is this? You know? And let me go to the owner again, folks. Samson told LeBron Pablito. Let's see who the owner is here. Public Works. Owner, Administrator of Public Works. I'm not making it up. Okay? So you come out here and you say, okay, but how do I drain this thing? Okay, look at the road itself. Yes, again. This thing, my people, yeah, they're killing us, but I'm telling you, come here, they're killing us. Okay? Yeah, that thing here, it sloped one side, as you can see. Why will you need a box drain on the side up on the hill? What kind of water now go uphill? Why will you put a ditch on the uphill? For what reason? What reason? All of your water from this road is going into the downhill side of the ditch, and even if you put a box drain there, but what is the purpose of you putting box drain on top of the hill? What is it going to drain? And the people are not paying attention to the kind of, and these are the kinds of drawing that will give a designer to design. Here is what most likely, if the people don't do it well, these are the kind of things you're gonna get. Where in the world, even your own house, where do you put water go downhill? No water can go uphill. But here is Public Works telling us they're putting a box drain on this side, on top of the hill. And then they say, okay, we put it there, but we don't know what our water gonna get in, but we know water gonna go downhill at 2.5%. So the box drain here, that's fine. What this is a waste. This is a complete waste. Unless you have people living way on top of the hill here, the water coming from the slope and coming in here. I can see that. But if they're so, then tell us what it is. But nothing here. Okay? So this one is like a super elevation. You know, when you're making a curve coming off a highway or getting on the highway and you bend the curve, where all the road going super elevation, okay, this is what it is. Pretty much that's super elevation. Now who owns this? Again, let's look at them. Let's look at them. Folks, I'm not making this up, okay? I don't want to show the people that did this thing checked by Bureau of Construction. I don't want to show the guy's name. I don't want to show the name. I'll just, because I don't want people to say, hey, how can you show my name? I don't want to show anybody's name. But I know Public Works own that government entity. Okay. But but those people, they work for Public Works. But I will not show their name. I will not show that because I know it's not the way they want it. So this is Public Works property. Let me show you another one. And then I will show you my own, folks. Samson to LeBron Public. Okay, let's show another one here. Another one. Okay, I think this is the interesting. These are all coming from. This is the one. Every time I look at it, I laugh. But before I do carry on my laughing, let me show you first. Okay, Public Works own this. But let's look at it. While I'm laughing. Where in the world that the dirt Jesus Christ made that you're gonna have a curved dirt like that? You don't want to make curved dirt? Where in the world you have a road that have a curved dirt or round dirt? You can only do slope rounding at the very top, but not on your roadway. Look at this. Let me make it bigger. And these are kinds of stuff that these people will give out to the contractor as being part of their design criteria. Where can you find a road that have a curb like this underneath, and then the pavement all smooth and curved? Are you kidding me? In Liberia? Why are these people giving these? And these are kinds of stuff that I'm concerned with. This is why I'm concerned. Because if you're going to do this, why will you give a curve like this? I've not seen it before. Maybe they do. This is like a bridge, but a dirt road is not a bridge. You grade. If you're gonna put a crown in it, you put a crown in it, but you grade. You don't put a smooth round edge on the dirt on the road. What kind of car that will be driving on the car will fall down? Folks, I'm laughing now, but these are people that will be involved. Okay, these are people that will be involved. Here's what's happening. Okay, I can see this. You see here? This is what I'm hoping to see. You got a concrete road, 2.5 slope, okay? And you're saying to the contractor, build it like this, okay? I still don't see how you're going to drain this road, okay? Because I don't see any kind of drainage system. I don't, okay? I don't. And I show you here on something here earlier. I show you what they needed to do. All right. Now, let's go to Mr. Toll Plan said now. Samson Toll, LeBron Public. Folks, it's a very interesting one here this evening. I'm doing this thing once again. Let me just show myself here. Once again, I want you people, those of you that are staying with us, we say thank you. We appreciate it. Okay. But on a very serious note, the Public Works Ministry is the one that give contracts out. And most likely, most of these engineers are people that will go out to inspect. If they're going to have their detail like this, giving it out to a contractor to build based on the detail they have, and looking at the kind of detail, then we have problems. Seriously. As a designer, you look at it and you say, what is this? What exactly is this? Okay? If you watch Door Community Road, I was making a lot of noise about that. Because their bus cover they built, first of all, they were pouring the concrete in the rain. Hoping that the rain, because they said, LIBERIA people said concrete love water, so they can pour the concrete in the rain. First of all, that thing, by the time 2-3 years come, that thing will be like a powder. Because you have taken, by you pouring the concrete in the rain, you take away the sand that's supposed to be mixed with the concrete. You separate the concrete from the sand, from the gravel. They're all supposed to be mixed and hold together. It's not going to stand. Okay, but that's not what I want. What I want to talk about. Let me go by to my own drawing. Okay, I'm going to show. This is the road that I designed for them. not for public work, but for another company that also was doing something for public work. But this is the road that I did for them. Okay, it's called Sophie Road, by right there by Sophie Road is by there's a hospital, not yet the hospital. What's it? Calvin Hospital. Okay, and when I was growing up in Monrovia, that's where I believe that's where they used to have Sophie ice cream. Oh my goodness! But anyway, so I did this for them, and let me show you now, and I will show you because you tell me just by looking at what I'm going to be showing you here, even you're not a contractor, you will have a sense of where this project is and what exactly this project is all about. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, let me put it back up here. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, folks. It's very interesting, very interesting. Okay, now here is my handiwork. Samson told handiwork. Okay, I don't put my knee on it because I say I don't put my knee on it. But anyway, let's look at it. First thing is this. I say, okay, where is this thing here? So let's look at it. It took me a long time. Okay, it took me a long time. I spent a lot of time on this thing. Free. Nobody pay me anything. So don't let anybody fool you. Okay, but I have to digitize the whole country of Liberia, including the counties and stuff. The reason I did that, so that if you look at this drawing, I must be able to tell you where in Liberia this project is. So right now, you look at this drawing, you look at the key map, okay, the location map. You say, oh yeah, the project is in Moserado County, because Moserado County is hashed out. The rest of the county, they just there for you to be able to find the location. So you can stay here in America. I give you the drawing. You will be able to identify what this project is. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so that's the key map. Okay, location map for this project. All right, now let's go on and look at the project itself. Look what I have down here, and this is how you identify these projects. I say here, look at it, look, folks, and I'm not trying to toot my horn here this afternoon. I just want you to see how these things are done, and you tell me if anybody pick this plan up, that you will not have a clue what is going on. I say here, Republic of Liberia. Project plan for construction in Moserado County near Monrovia. Okay, because I call it Sophie da Cinco, that I'm Monrovia, so I say near Monrovia. Okay, now let's look at it. Let's look at the roadway itself as I have it. Okay, so the first thing I did is, okay, this project is the hash area, the place that I hash. But look at what I have. Okay. Totman Boulevard, okay, but where are we going? To Monrovia, you see here, you see the to Monrovia? To Monrovia, you see it? So anybody comes, okay, I'm here now, I'm at this place, Totman Boulevard, but this other side will go into Monrovia, okay? The other side, Totman Boulevard, past the project itself, okay? I'll tell you where you're going. That's how you give the location. You see here? You see the other one I said to Painesville, going all the way from this side. Now you're going to Painesville. The other side you go to Monrovia. The other side you go to Painesville. Okay. Now let's look at the project itself. Folks. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Okay, I hashed the whole thing, the whole row. Okay, I giving you the bridge. There's a little bridge over there, the creek. Okay, and I give you the location. I gave you kilo post, okay, but I don't have that information. The people in Montreal will put those on there. But that's that. If you were to go on Google Earth, okay, and look at this, these rows are there. I'm not making it up, okay. So let's look at the next side now. Here is what I'm doing. I say, okay, I give you this project now, but this is how I want you to build it. Okay, I want you to build this. Okay, the center here I have number 2. Okay, I'm giving you station from this station to that station. This is what I want you to build. Let's look at this, the left side. because of the size, I'm giving them 11 feet. Remember, I told you guys the other day, they will allow you to build 11 feet. You can't go anything less than 11, but it's supposed to be 12 feet. Okay, so from center to the ETW, which is the yellow line. The yellow line is ETW. Okay, on the left side on the right hand side is white line, and the reason they do that, because they want your light to shine on that white spot at all times. Okay, but it's called ETW. So this is what I want you to pay attention to. This is how you build the curb. It's a curb got all concrete. So even if I don't if I don't structure and put water across it, I have a slope. The water gonna go along. It's called concrete and gutter. You don't separate those things anymore. Behind that, I have a sidewalk. And here's the funny thing here. And I think I have the building here. I have the road itself. I have it on video. The sound wall, I call it sound wall. Back when they don't do sound, but most of the roads that are in the areas, they have concrete wall in the people property. Okay, and I can't do anything with it. I can't break the people wall down. I wasn't given permission. So let's go on to the other side. But let's look at the structure section. You see the number 2 that I have here? You see the number 2 that I have here? Okay. You see the number 2. Now let's go. How do I define this number 2? What am I saying about this number 2? Let's look at this. First thing is, let's look at the design destination. This design destination, it gives you the average daily traffic in that area for 2014, and I'm saying up to 2030. I don't know that because I never did any kinds of traffic. That's their job. That they're supposed to do that, and they're supposed to fill it in. Okay, so on this little row, okay, I did everything. I want the direction of traffic at one point on this little row. I want it to be 60%. Okay, all right. The truck, whatever truck that they're going to be using, I estimate the truck to be 9%. Okay, so they're going to have to come up with a speed on the highway, most likely maybe 25 miles an hour. Okay, but here is it. I'm building this road based on the structure section I'm selecting. The TI that I'm giving it 10 years. If they follow exactly what I put down, 10 years. 10 years. Because I've done my research. Okay? And that's why they call this design destination. But look at this here. Pavement climate region. What do I have here? Tropical. Tropical. I didn't call it winter or summer or something. I said tropical. And that's what the Liberian region is. Okay, that's what the whole West African region is. So if you do your design like this, somebody who is not even an engineer will be able to understand that. Now let's go. Now here is another note here. I said for accurate right-of-way data, contact right-of-way engineer, because that's not what I didn't give me no right-of-way, so I don't know that. But here's the thing here. Existing structure section. Okay, existing structure section. Number 1, I say it's going to be point, because that's what they told me. Somebody did a quarter, and this is what they told me. Asphalt, hot asphalt mix is 0.33 feet, and then they aggregate. They got 1 foot. I'm putting the same thing back. Take it out and put it back. Okay. Now let's look at it again. Let's look at what I have, folks. If you have somewhere to go on this Wednesday afternoon, please, you don't have to stay with us. That's fine. But I want you to look at it. So I'm saying here my number 2 is my proposed structure section. It's the proposed structure section. Number 1 is the existing. You see how my existing? Now let's look at this. Let's look at the existing. And then you will understand what I'm talking about. Let's look at it. You see the existing? It didn't come to the solid line. It's all the way to the dotted line because that's the existing pavement. Existing pavement, but because of 2.5 slope, it's going to go a little bit deeper, so they're going to have excavation. Okay, so that's how you do this. That's how you do that. Instead of me come here and give me some kind thing here that most likely will not work. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, this slide, this one now I think is the layout, where you're going to tell the entire world what you're doing, what exactly this is. Okay, folks, Samson told, that's my design. I'm not making it up. Sophie ice cream roll. Okay, of course I didn't put no skill here, but I call it layout. But here's the thing here. This is where you tell everybody. Okay. Okay, the radius at intersection and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. But that's not something. But the curve that I have here on this row, the horizontal curve data. I got curve 1 on the other side. There's curve 2, but then I have to provide those info. You see how flat I make this curve? 1,500 radius. Okay. Look at the tangent. Look at the length. Anyway, but that's I don't want you to pay too much attention. What I want you to pay too much attention to is the I told you guys here the other day about alignment. Okay, this middle one here is the alignment. This is how I want you to read this alignment. You see here, I said from my alignment, which is SA1, I'm going 9.04 feet left. At this station, 99 plus 95.25 beginning. That's where I start my curb and gutter and sidewalk. This is where it starts. Okay, and it has to have an end. And look at this. If you start something, you must end something. You see here, this is where I'm ending it. Okay, and the end also. The end is 15.87 feet left. Everything is going left right now on this side because I'm going that way. Okay, 100 plus 78.39 feet. I mean, station, sidewalk, and curb. But look at the radius I put on there. I'm telling the guy that's going to build a sidewalk, this is the radius you have to use. Okay, and this, you see the name of the road, Sophie Road. Folks, am I making it up? Sophie Road. Okay. All right. So I don't want to bore you with, but this is what you call layout. On your layout sheet, you identify every little stuff, everything. Okay, and this doesn't have much. Okay. So let's go to the next one. I think this is layout 2, similar stuff. Okay, layout 3, similar. Now we're back into Tubman Boulevard. That's layout 3. Now here's what I want you to pay attention to now. Okay, this row. Okay, here's my Sophie Road design alignment. Okay, this is horizontal alignment. All right. Okay, remember what like the snake going here and there. Okay. So we start from there, we go up. But what I want you to look at now is the profile of the row. You see here, it's very challenging. Okay, I'm starting from the beginning. The profile, I want it to match existing. But as I move up here, okay, with 0.59% up here. But you see the dotted line on here? That means I'm leaving the existing row. I got to fill this place up. Because the existing row is beneath the design profile. So I have to fill this place out. I have to fill it in. Okay? Now let's go to where I'm cutting. Okay? To where I'm cutting. Again, over here, we also have to fill it in. Okay? Here we have to fill in if your existing row is underneath your design profile, you got to fill. Okay, and most of the row is going to be filled anyway, because that's, if you look at existing Sophie row, they have a hill. Okay, I don't want, because if I cut the hill, I will be giving the property owner some problems. So I thought, okay, leave the row as it is, just fill in and bring it up to standard. All right. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Okay, this is the profile, design profile of Sophie Road. If they follow what I have, they will be. If they follow what I have, they will be fine. But who knows? They might just not even say we're not going to fool around with something to stuff. Okay, that's fine. But these are the intersection design. Okay, and I'm not going to go into any detail about that one. So let's go here. Okay, I'm telling this is what I want. Okay, here's another thing here that the people will benefit of. When you're doing construction, you have to be able to warn, because when you're doing construction, especially rehab project, they have road, the people driving on that road already. So you have to put sign to tell the people what is happening, and you don't do it overnight. So this sign, for example, I got A, B. A, I'm saying road work ahead. You've seen those signs before. Okay? Then B, I say end road work. Now B, when you end road work, that means you're going. When you begin road work, that means you're coming into it. Okay? So that's that. All right. Let's go on. Here's the interesting one here. I'm going to be constructing this road, but since I'm not going to close the road completely, I must divide it into two. One side is a construction, and the other side I will allow the people to drive through. And since it's one lane that I'm giving there, I'm going to have flagger. Somebody down the road will stop all the cars, okay, from coming. And then you got time. You got to time yourself. Maybe some other people do 2 minutes, 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, the other side going left, they go. After 3 minutes, all the car going left, they stop. The other car going right, they go. You have a flagger, and they're communicating with each other. My man, that Morea, now we're not going to remain bike walk forever. We got to try to improve ourselves. Okay, but look, this is the interesting way that I'm doing this here. Okay. Now I have to show contractor how this thing's supposed to be done. I'm saying here, this is the work area. Okay, let me zoom in some more. I say here, this is the work area. Okay, and as you're doing the work area, this other side, I put here temporary two-way traffic, because that's what it's going to be. Two-way traffic being controlled by flagger. Okay, all right. So that's how I'm going to, this is called staging. And this is one of the critical parts that I'm going to be looking at when people start construction. How do they stage this road? How do they maintain traffic on this road? It's going to be critical. It's going to be critical. People come from here, they're going to Monrovia to work. Everybody that live in that Monrovia, most of them going to Monrovia to work. How are you going to control the traffic? Because if you say you're going to be working on the left side, people coming from Ralph Road is going to be the first place we're going to work on. You're going to put all of your traffic into the people going to Ralph. So you're going to have 2 lanes on that 1 lane. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, folks. People sing, oh, that we are not doing it. Yeah, you better think twice. Shoot. Okay, so after this is done, I'm almost done with the staging here. After this is done, then I come out and paint the road. Now, the edge, your white edge, is called detail 27B. All of the white line you can see, not the striping white line though, no, but the straight white line on the edge where your light shine at night for you to know you're still on the road. It's called detail 27B. Now detail 22 is the one in the middle, yellow line. Okay, yellow line. Okay, that would be your detail 22. Okay, so those are the now if you do that, okay, here's another thing here that I did. Roadway items. Okay, on this row I have roadway items. Now listen to these items. These are the quantity that I came up with. Okay. L1, L2, station this to that station. Okay, but look, roadway excavation. Okay, I calculated the excavation, the quantity, to be 910 cubic yard that I expect them to take out. Okay, import or borrow, because they're going to have to do the excavation, but the little, because when they do the excavation, yeah, Samson told you, you're just too good, my man. They do the excavation, they fill it in. But the amount of dirt, you heard a guy here, right? You need balance. Okay. So the amount of dirt that they're going to excavate to fill in is not enough. So what do? You do import borrow. You go and borrow from somewhere else. And I'm telling them it's going to be 570 cubic yard of dirt they're going to borrow from the site. From somewhere else. Okay. So then I go on to the asphalt itself, asphalt pavement. Okay, in ton. Okay, 320 20 ton. Okay, curb and gutter, minor concrete. The amount, if the concrete is going to take, how much concrete is going to take? It's going to take them 70 cubic yard to do the entire curb and gutter on both sides. Okay, sidewall, which is also minor concrete. Okay, it's going to take 50 cubic yard to do. I've already done the calculation, so I know where they are. Okay, the aggregate base. Remember, I told you already the base was supposed to be a foot thick. Okay, so it's 500 or 450 cubic yard. Okay, now the taco, which is the oil, after you put your base down and then you put the oil on it. The oil bind the asphalt to the base. They call it top coat. Okay, top coat is going to only be one ton. It's not. Top coat is calculated in ton as well. Okay, so then the detailed numbers that I told you now, these are feet now. 565 feet of detail number 2 from one end to the other. 200 on 27B. Is 1,120 both sides of the road. Okay, so now you will take these quantity and pass them on as part of your price, as part of the design. So now the contractor gonna take these quantity and put price on them. But before they do that, I put my own prices on it, and I don't think I have an engineering estimate on this here because I didn't want to touch it. I told the people because I can't stay here and put prices on these things. I did that with with me stuff, and it didn't go well. People couldn't understand it. But since this is an actual thing and they were ready for it, I said, okay, you guys, this is the quantity. But you put the price on it based on how you guys charge in Liberia. Okay? So the contractor, the engineer estimate, you do your own estimate. So, and that's why when they bid based on the engineer estimate, based on the quantity of all the quantity you put together, you come up with a dollar amount. So say on this row here, all the quantity that I just calculated, say about let's just say $50,000, $60,000. So the contractor take these things amount, he's not going to change them, but he wants to make profit. So he take them and put his own price on it, maybe 5 or 10% on it, and then they open a bid. It's okay. He's above engineer estimate because they're gonna have a category. Okay, they're gonna say, okay, based on the calculation, that we have, the contractor should come at least 7% above or so. So if your contractor, I got $50,000 on this road as an engineer, it gone through all of the engineering processes and things. Everybody check my number. Everybody check my dollar amount. Those who have the peer review have done that. They all certify that this thing is 50. Then the contractor come out and say, no, it's going to be 100,000. You're not getting that bid. Way above 100%. I beg you. So the next person comes and say, about 45, 46,000. Very close. So you go through that line and see who's close to the engineer estimate. And once you find out the person who's close to the engineer estimate, then you give them the warning to say, okay, you win the bid, but let's see your capacity. Give me the information, because by the time the person have bid, I mean, they've already been established with whoever the owner is. But if there's a new company, then you ask them for references. Then they go out and show you some of the things they have done. Just like when you're looking for a job, based on past experiences, you contact all of the owners where this person said they have worked, and they can verify that this person have done good job. Even though they're lower, you can give. But if they don't meet that criteria, they hire next bid, the next person who bid higher, and that person have the capacity, and the person pass all the background check, that person win the bid. Okay, this is how you do this whole bidding process. All right, now I show you tonight the public work detail. I just show you my own. Okay, and they say this is a Sophie Road job in Monrovia. I'm not too sure if they're even going to use this drawing, but to be honest, they didn't pay me Fasten they didn't pay me. I don't care. Okay, I've done other things. I've done other job with them before, so I don't care. But the reason here I'm showing you all of these so that you will understand how these things happen. The bidding process, according to Sir Joseph, and like I said, I try to stay away from politics, but I'll just put this out. According to Sir Joseph, the bidding process, he said that this particular contractor was given contract was responsible to do the road in his district. Most of the road that connect main road to the road go to people's houses, but they were supposed to do that. And so the president said, okay, but that particular contract was ratified past legislation before this one. I think 23rd or 10, whatever, however they say it, or 53rd, 50 something. Okay, but the new one here, the new Congress or the new legislation, they never rectified that. The old people rectify for them to put road inside Joseph community. So the president said, according to Sir Joseph, since this company already have a rectified contract, let's take that contract, let's use that contract, I mean the rectified a process, and give them the Rowellfield Highway, and then they will take those small contract from them and give it to somebody else, but then let them do the Rowellfield Highway. That way we don't have to go for another ratification. And let's send it to the Senate and see if they can approve. So according to Sir Joseph, when they sent that up, okay, he was the only person that voted against it because he felt that the contractor was being taken away from his district. But he said, according to him, the rest of the people approved, and that's how come they said they ratify it. But they sit in Congress, they sit in representative, Senate, where Ormo Dillons and everybody in now, they never actually, according to Sir Joseph, they never actually voted upon to ratify this particular contract, Rowellfield Highway. And for me, that's not the way to go. You can't say, I gave you this, okay, I'll take it from you, I'll put something else in it. This is not banana and planting business we're doing here. This is a serious business. So for them to say, well, because they already, according to Sir Joseph now, because they already rectified the old project, but we're taking it from them and we'll just give them the Rowellfield High. Why you would do stuff like that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? If you want to strengthen the institution and you have nothing to hide, let them ratify it. If they're going to debate, let them debate it. But in the process, you will find out whether this company doesn't even have whether the company has the capacity to build. Okay? So this is what I'm going to be showing you, and that's what I've done tonight. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Like I said, we're here. If you have to be anywhere tonight, that's fine with me. Even if I have one viewer, I don't care. I will do this thing here until I know sooner or later people are going to listen. Because if you go to Monrovia and you start driving on Ralphie Highway and you start bouncing up and down, you know what's going on. You will start. I think most of you that have been listening, the next time you get on the freeway, on the highway, you would think twice about structure section. You would think straight about how these roads are connected, how they build them. Okay, so next week I'm going to try my best to even though I don't have the design plan for this particular project, but I will just improvise. Let's put it that way. Okay. I have Google Earth. I can go on Google Earth and tell you this is that, and then I will try my best. I like I said, I'm going to try to find a way to come up with the contour. Once I have points, elevation on that road, and the rest is history. Okay, so let me go ahead, Mr. George, Amos George. If you're listening, please give me a call. So I can put it up here. I can put the rest of the number up so people can call. If you, Mr. George, if you're listening and you have the time, give me a call. Here. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Call one bay no you ain't see go they're gonna one yeah they ain't gonna you want sense it oh bay no sense it So, folks, there you have it. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I think I'm not too sure if I even wanted to. I talk too much on that one, eh? My man. The kind of talking I did, and there are plenty talking you. But anyway, we have to, on a very serious note, we have to. Because these things are very, very important. These are very important, especially the president of the Republic of Liberia put out a policy to say he wants to build a 4-lane highway. 4-lane highway. And the fact that I know how, I'm not just going to, and I have this platform, even nobody watches me. It really doesn't matter to me. At least when time comes tomorrow. I say, but where were you? Where were you when we were where? I would say I was here. I was there. I was over here. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that I have knowledge on these things, I want to make sure that I talk about it. And I'm hoping that they will try to focus on the Ralphie Highway for now until my retirement time. And then they can come and bring that thing to Grand Jide County. Because by then, the men of Grand Jide, the intellectual of Granjide will be in position of power. And then they will say, don't bring that junk here. Don't bring that up there. If we want to cut up, we'll be cut up. But you bring it here, you better follow the standard. From Sesto River all the way to the end of Granjide County. Any road that go unless they want to do it now. But if they don't do it now, until I retire. You know why I retire? 400 years from now. But anyway, when I retire and get down there, by that time, the intellectual, they will be in a power position. And on a very serious note, you're not going to put any kinds of old junk over there through Granjide County. Not while I'm alive. It ain't happening. Because I will make sure to make noise. I will go to the county officials and tell them these people what they're giving you is not right. And I will explain myself. I will explain it to the county official. And if the county official say, well, we don't care, let them put it up, then I've done my job. Because as a son of Granjide, and the fact that I know this, if I don't say anything, then we have issue. Take, for example, I have a farm right there, right by Totan. Then you're going to put road passing there. The road hanging up. On the side of it, no side slope. No shoulder backing. Then when God help me, I leave and I got my little motorbike. Then I got, but just from the road to get to my little farm, that went blue. I'm not doing it. I will tell you, take it off. Samson told LeBron Public Radio folks, I've been out here for quite a while here. Yeah, like I said, the reason that I will continue, not that I don't want to interact with most of, because I know most people will not want to ask questions. The fact that they are not engineers, they will not ask questions. I understand that. You don't have to ask questions. You don't have to participate in it. But my main aim here is, again, on a very serious note, it's not to degrade, but I'm pointing out things that needed to be done in order to have the same kind of thing we enjoy on the side. Folks, think about it. If Ralphie Highway is built to standard, how many of you here would just want to go to Liberia and enjoy that road for a moment? Many Liberians. Because once that particular section is built and Liberians feel, oh, we can do this, they'll be brave to do a lot of stuff. But look at Maria Kakata Highway. Look at it. It was shining when it got done with it. But if you look deep underneath, they got no shoulder. They got no sight distance. The curve, the vertical, the curve they have, in fact, including the vertical curve, the curves they have over there have not changed. The radius of the curves have not changed. However, the cars that have been utilizing the facility, the makeup of the car has changed. The speed of the car have changed. The heights of the car have changed. And you're going to give me the same curve what Tommy Bolan died on back in the 70s. That curve is still there. Then how are you improving anything? How are you improving it? And this is the point that I'm continuing to make. And that is, if you're going to spend money to fix something, fix it. Fix it. Why is it? Why do you think that Dr. William must finish all of the road connection in Liberia? Must he? No, I don't believe so. He can start. And then the legislature, if they are truly for the Liberian people, they will pass a law to say you come in as a new government, make sure these projects that the President we have put in place must be finished before you start any other thing. Don't come out here because you want vote and then you start doing voting projects and things like that. Okay? So anyway, folks, I've been out here for quite a while tonight. So I want to thank all of you. It's been a wonderful evening. Wednesday evening. We'll be back here Friday. I'm hoping to contact Liberty Party USA President Mr. Pei, and hopefully we will, if his schedule will permit him, then maybe we'll do Friday show. Saturday this weekend is our Father Memorial Service over there in Philadelphia, Mr. Cry, Sato Cry. Now, the funny thing about Sato Cry, his father, Nathaniel grandfather now, used to be the man in the area. And you go and dare any woman. And you know, dare to pay for somebody and bring her in. He said, okay, you bring the woman in that area. He will test. Please forgive me, but a true story. I'm not talking about testing. I mean, he will be the first person to pull his foot over the woman. And he said, okay. As soon as he pulled his foot over the woman, he said, everybody now, oh, the woman, okay, you get married now. Oh my goodness, I would love that position. That would be a nice position. You come bring your beautiful woman. Something to pull his foot over the woman. Foot. You do that thing to me, you must have a foot. But that's what Nathaniel grandfather used to do. Sato. But anyway, folks, Mr. Cry Sato Memorial Service is going to be this weekend, and we'll continue to pray for one another, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, I want to thank all of you and say thank you very much for joining us this evening. And let's do it. Mr. So will be on here and be able to give you some more information about what is happening in Liberia. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, thank you very much, and good night, folks. Hello? Hello, Mr. Josh?
Mr. Cook?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just closing it up now, so I think we'll just do it Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll probably start fasting.
Yeah.
One question I want to ask you touch it about the drawing that the Public Works Ministry. Let me put it this way. You don't think that the minister got some sketch of drawing, the design of the road that they gave the contractor? You don't think they have it? And if they have it, can they put it on there for the Liberian people to see?
Yeah, I'm sure they have it. They're going to have it. In order for them to give a contract to somebody, you're going to give them a blueprint. So in order to give them a blueprint, you're going to have a copy of it so that the people who are going to be inspecting will be able to know what is going on. But they're not obligated to put it up for you to see it. Another thing. Unless the only way they can do that, unless your lawmakers demand people, chairman of the chairman of public work committee, demand that they see that, then they will have to. But it's not from people like me or people like you. They're not obligated to give us anything. All we know is the road should be there, and that's it.
But wait, let me go one step further. This is a public project, and it's not just ordinary project. This is a major highway. Why are you thinking that the Ministry of Public Works without want to put a design on the field that people can see? Is that something that the law doesn't have to request for it, or it should be in the public domain that they say, hey, what are the roads supposed to be?
But first thing is, public work is not set up as such. Public work is just like, for me, and I'm just saying this because I don't know much about public work, but it seems to me that public work is like a grammarized construction management process. That's all it is. They're just a bunch of construction managers. They are not a designer, number one. But your point is correct. They should be able to publish. But if you go on their website, if you go on their stuff, they're not going to show you those things because they most likely. Since when you saw public work, even the roadway that they put around town, they don't show you their design. I'll tell you what happened. The guy who was supposed to give me the design, show me the design of the road from Zlatan all the way to Bison. He wasn't even going to show me that. But the thing is, they're not obligated to as being part of their process to have those things out there. If those who control the purse, those who control public work money, if they said you're not going to get 5 cents for the contract until you bring us the drawing, or until certain people review the drawing, then you will see them moving. But as long as they represented, they say, oh, everything is okay now, let's go ahead. They don't have to show you. They can do how do you call it, maintenance construction, which is okay. This look good, yeah, okay, let's go ahead and do it that way. That kind of stuff. You saw the video that I played. The contractor, instead of showing a serious blueprint, he had one leaflet paper flying, the wind blowing there. He and the president fighting over who's going to get control of it. Those are the kind of thing they do over there, and that's not nice. That's not right. First of all, by the time the president gets to the job site, you must be able to have a table all set up where the president can come and flip drawing over. You explain where you are. But you saw them were fighting over the... So they're not obligated to do that.
Yeah, because what I'm wondering... Because sometimes if people are doing construction like a big building, you will see they'll put up a billboard with the picture of the building, showing you how the building when it finished, the final look of the building will look like. So with that, people will say, okay, this building here, this is how it will look like.
But they already did that, Mr. George. They show you, go on Executive Mansion Facebook page. The drawing, the schematic that I've been showing you, that's where I got it from. So that's
because the last time Carrasco went, he took some drawing, I think for East Africa, he said now the low-fire road construction. But people detected it, that one, BBC had to call him on it all. BBC had to call him. And he said, oh no, that was a mistake, this and that. So the question here is, if he would do that on over country road, then why they can't put the design on that would be the picture of the road, so we can see. That's what this is how it would look like.
But that's what I just told you. You go on the Executive Mansion Facebook website, you will see the schematic that I just showed you. that show us how the road is and all that kind of stuff. That's what they show you. That's what everybody see. But as far as the actual design work that give you details of what they're going to be constructing and how they're going to be constructing it, it's not up. I don't know why they don't want people to see
it. Okay, yeah. The company now, the company is on obligation too, I think, to show them like the blueprint of that road.
No, the company not. The company is not on any. It's a private entity. It's not a government. They give them a contract. Their job is to build it. They're not obligated to show you anything. If your government want you to see it, your government is the people that are going to be showing you, not the company. The company, as far as they're concerned, the only thing they know is
they got no deal with us because we are not the one that won the contract.
Exactly.
So we cannot act and they are not obligated to explain or anything. It's our government, the one representing also.
Exactly.
If we want any question or answer, we should go to our government.
Right.
In other words.
Right.
So now the question that I want to pose to the legislature, the chairman of public works, please ask your minister to present the blueprint of the road project. So at least then you can train the public. Let other Liberians like Mr. Cho or other engineers like Gro can look at it and say, look, no, they want you, we want this way, we want this way. So at least the people can have some idea what we are paying for. You know? But this kind of system, everything you're doing, they do it behind closed door. They just can't chunk you with the price. You don't see no design. There's no consultant to say, oh, these are the people who consulted. And different, you don't see anything.
Well, I agree, but once again, Mr. George, I think you're barking at the wrong tree. It's not even the executive. The executive, they don't even have to show you nothing unless they're compared to, unless the people who's going to give them the money. If they say we want to check this thing out, but since that brouhaha with Dallas Diller and Oscar Cooper, have you heard anything from that again lately? No. So that's okay. So let's wait and pray that the construction process will take root, and hopefully, what you need to be concerned with right now, what you need to be concerned with that will be coming, is those people's houses that they're most likely going to try to demolish. They're going to have serious problem on their hand. Number one, if those people are smart, because the money I understand will be coming from ECWA. Equal community going to be contributing. If those people are smart, they can now start putting together, get themselves a good lawyer, and sue the government in equal court. And let the government, now, once the government go to equal court, then they will be bound to present to the court their design. Because in their design, they must show right away that will tell people that you're in the government right away. But for now, they can kind of say you're out. So that's one of the things. That's what I'm saying. One of the things, you're going to be breaking people's houses down based on what you say the right of way is. Have you surveyed the area? Have you staked out the road? And have you seen the public seen that the stakes themselves, people's houses are in the right of way? And you're just going to go and mark houses? The people will sue them. They will sue them.
What woman was seen on the highway, he got a shot. The man said, the public was just went and put the X on his building, and they said, well, we'll come back. And the man said, now he cannot do anything. She said, let 3 months, he said, he has not heard from them, but they have marked the house. So the question, as you were saying, the question is, how the guy to determine
right
that property is in the roadway?
Right, and that's what
will be.
If the community themselves, if they can, those who are closer to the road, if they can put together right now and get themselves a good lawyer, forget about going to Liberian court, take them to Equa court, and they will call the government. In fact, if you take them to court, they will put a halt to the project until the situation is resolved. So people here going around dancing here and thinking that they're fooling themselves. This is far from over. Far from over. Especially you're going to be putting 4 lane. 4 lane, unless you take the 4 lane from Shuffering. But if you're taking the 4 lane from EWA Junction, you know how many property you're going to be affecting? Oh man, even the football field, the parking lot in that football field are going to be affected. So as the parking lot is affected, there's a gas station on the same street where Dr. Weah live, rehab. That gas station is going to be affected.
Right there, yeah.
That gas station is going to be affected.
I think they got about two or three gas right there.
4 lane highway. You're talking about 4 lane highway. Okay, the medium, most likely the medium going to be 12 foot. Then after 12 foot of the medium, then you have another 12 foot. Then you have another 12 foot. No, forget it. You got 12 foot of the medium. Okay, 12. Then you have inside shoulder. You have 4. Let's just say 4 foot. Then you have 12. Then you have 12. Then you have 5. Okay. Then you have the slope and the gutter and things like that. Let's just say 8 feet. Okay. So if you add those up, you're gonna have
No.
You're gonna have that's just one side.
The junction there, the gas stores, right? I hear the junction there.
Yeah,
the gas stores there.
Yeah,
right there. Both sides, the gas stores, right there. And because the question is, these are some of the questions that somehow I try to sit there and try to say, yeah, I'm settled. Because you will have to